want to make one longer video, including all the numbers that I have for this Daniel's days here, the 1,335 and the 1,290. Just get it all in one spot. So the 1,335, you have to do that one first. You have to calculate that one first. And what you do is you take that 2,300 figure that he gave early on. That was the 2,300 days after Antiochus desecrated the temple, and the Maccabees rededicated it, and that's where they celebrate Hanukkah. Kislev 25. You have to use Kislev 25. That's probably why he gave the 2,300 days. You have to calculate from that. So when you do that, if you take the 2,300 minus the 1,335, which is probably why he gives you that figure, you're going to end up with 1,165 days. Okay, so remember in Daniel, the 70 weeks prophecy, it's months are 30 days. Like when they say the half of the tribulation is 1,260 days, that's with 30-day months. That's 3 years and 6 months of 30-day months. So the tribulation is 3 years and 6 months, 3 years and 6 months of 30-day months. So you take that 2,300 minus the 1,335 and you get 1,165 days. So when we start from Kislev 25, which is when they rededicated the temple, you subtract 360, which would be a year of 30-day months. 12 months of 30-day months. So subtract 360, subtract 360, subtract 360. That leaves you with 85 days. And what you just basically did was you've taken 3 years back, but so you're still at Kislev 25, 3 years back. And you have 85 days left. Well, if you take those 85 days, that gets you to Tishrei 1. There's 85 days between Tishrei 1 and Kislev 25. Tishrei 1 and Kislev 25. So that figure gets you to Tishrei 1, and we need that figure to do the 1,290 day figure. So when we do the 1,290 with the same thought process, but we are going from Tishrei. So we do, let's see, what do we do here? We do minus 360, minus 360, minus 360, and that leaves you 210 days. And then if you do minus 30 7 times, so that 30 times 7 is 210. So that 30 times 7 is 7 months. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. That's 7 months, basically. And that leaves you, if you go from Tishrei 1, that would leave you the month before Nisan. But since he gives the 1,290 instead of 1,260, he's adding 30 days. So he's pretty much making it the end of Tishrei or the beginning of that next month. I think it's Heshvan. But so if you go back 7 months from that, that puts you at Nisan 1. So there's your two dates. You have Nisan 1, which if you read Daniel, when he gives the 1,290, he's talking about from the abomination that makes desolation. So that's your midpoint. Nisan 1 is going to be your midpoint. Tishrei 1 is going to be your end point. But then what I didn't include in the previous videos is that when Michael starts talking about 21 days, he starts that guy. There's two guys, Watchmen for That Great Day. They've been making videos, and I think this might, if they see this, it might help them out. But Michael starts talking about some 21-day period, and what I think that is, and it's very interesting, right? Because if you add 21 days to Nisan, and if you add 21 days to Tishrei, basically it gets you to the end of both of those fall and spring feasts. It gets you to the end of the Feast of Tabernacles, and it gets you to the end of basically like the Passover, first fruits, unleavened bread, or yeah, however that goes. So that 21 days is not a coincidence. And I think what's happening there, and the purpose of that, and the and why Michael says that, because Michael stands up at this end time too. I think he's going to stand up there at the middle and at the end. He stands up at the middle because he gets the remnant to the wilderness. He stands up at the end to gather them from the four winds of heaven. So why that's what those 21 days are. So I don't know if there's anything that I don't think there's anything at the beginning, because these two both point to the end and the middle. We know we are, in fact, he already gave the prophecy of what's going to start it when he says he's this guy. There's going to be a guy that's going to confirm the covenant with the many for 1/7. That starts the 70th week. We don't need to know the beginning. We know what that is. We just need to know what the middle and the end are. And the middle is going to be Nisan, and the end is going to be Tishrei. And Michael's going to stand up at the middle to get the remnant to the wilderness. He's going to stand up at the end to gather the remnant back to Israel, because they got to get back for the Messiah to return. They can't just be off in the wilderness somewhere when the Messiah returns, right? They got to be there to see it, and just to carry on, once the kingdom comes. So that's the complete picture. I'm positive that that is right. I mean, these figures, they're perfect. So I think this is the calculation. That's what that's pointing to. So let me know what you think. If any of you know that watchman for that great day, you might show it to them, because they've been talking about this 21 days, but I don't think it has anything to do with Purim, because when you take, I think it, I think all these figures were given, like the 2300, the 21 days, and then the 1290 and 1335. They were all given to calculate that very end. So thanks for watching anyway, and have a good Saturday. Thanks.